I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, depth first heard, things like that, and you might know that Angelina Jolie has accused Brad Pitt of some physical abuse on a jet plane flight that they took together with their kids. The allegations are pretty heavy, and to note, there's no evidence right now. The FBI has said it's not worth pressing charges, and I assume because they said it's not worth pressing charges, they didn't find evidence after the flight. And I must further note one accusation was kind of easy to prove. She said that Brad Pitt spilled beer and wine on their kids. So there should be some kind of stain on the clothes. Clothes don't dry that fast. Anyway, I digress. What we have is Amber's Journo friend, I call her, pitching in her opinion, and of course, taking Angelina Jolie's side before it goes to court, before full evidence comes out. Now, it may be found that Brad Pitt did this. I don't know. But the main point is, at this time, we don't know. We have to hear everything. So, someone like me can't take sides. I've got a few questions that need to be answered, but I wouldn't say with confidence who's at fault here just quite yet. But I guess Eve can do that. Well, I'm no journalist like Eve is. But right before that, we've got this person here, Charlotte Proudman, who has pretty much taken Eve's place as the daily poster against Johnny Depp. So I'll cover some of her stuff and see what she's got right here. Just before I get to Eve, she says Pitt and Depp had the same PR team. They were both friends with Harvey you-know-who. Allegedly, Pitt tried to get Jolie to sign an NDA not to discuss allegations of domestic abuse. And we all saw the Depp public trial. Interesting. And we all saw that Amber was proved to have defamed Johnny and abused Johnny. So yes, we did see the public Depp trial. What does that have to do with anything that you just said before that? To be honest, I don't know for sure, but it doesn't really seem like Depp's team's doing a great job. A lot of the mainstream is promoting Amber. I'm kind of thinking, wait a minute, where's Johnny Depp's positive PR? It seems like he's not very focused on it. He's happy with the decision and moved on. He's not trying to prove all this stuff right now through the media like Amber is. But now let's get to Eve's comment. Angelina Jolie is facing a playbook that's already destroyed another survivor's life. And as a huge star she is, it an easier hatchet job to welcome the destruction of her reputation over Brad Pitt's. I hope the public keeps this in mind, but that would require some morality. So, you also are the public. It's not like Eve and the public are separate. You're the public, Eve. You're not on the inside of this thing. But I find it interesting how Eve automatically takes Angelina's side. Now, I have a tendency to possibly take Brad Pitt's side because I see that Amber lied, Evan Rachel Wood lied, and maybe it's a pattern. However, maybe some evidence will come up. I can't say for sure. Angelina Jolie's done some weird things during her career, but that doesn't necessarily mean this didn't happen. The most important thing is seeing what evidence comes out in the following weeks. And if none does, then that's it. We're at a stalemate. Can't take sides unless you're just getting political. Let's see what some people said. Marilyn Manson on Cancel posts this. It's a meme, and I'm pretty sure what he's getting at is they have to try to connect all these dots and details instead of getting to the core of the issue about the evidence and the proof of the matter. It's always all around the edges, some ideology, some victimhood, some, mix of word salads and emotions. Just let's talk about and focus on the evidence we have at hand and what official third-party people said, like the FBI, who said it wasn't worth investigating or following up on, or whatever they said. The point is, I don't know their exact terminology, but they said, basically, we didn't find anything in the plane. Okay, that sums it up. And Connie BB number 1 says, you desperately portray yourself to be an activist, but in reality, you are a vulture using people's names to gain fame. You do not know you cannot ever take back a written word. I hope you like the joke of a legacy you are leaving for yourself. It is pretty desperate and inexcusable. Now, by the way, these people are replying to Proudman, but they might as well reply to Eve because Eve and Proudman are right there on the same page. And Eve shuts off her comments because she knows she would have to read opinions that prove her wrong. And the next person, Viviana, says, why can't you talk about Pitt without bringing Depp into it? Are they also conjoined twins? And Shirley Clueless says, relevance. Amber Heard has nothing to do with Angelina Jolie, and I'm not sure they even met each other. And from what we hear, Johnny and Angelina Jolie are on good terms. And those good terms never ended. And Vincent reminds us here that Amber Heard's PR person has a ton of allegations against him. So logically, Eve and Proudman should be calling this guy out hardcore. Believe all women. Me too. Wait a minute. Look at this guy. Even though I don't like this guy so much, I still need to see evidence from the accuser. But if you don't need to see evidence and you take the side of the accuser for a political purpose, then you should be after this guy. And if you're not, that says a lot about you. And Anne says, laugh out loud, but it was Jolie that backed Depp, not Brad, and it was Jolie that begged Depp not to marry Amber in the first place. Very interesting there. Yet you all want to sit there and say all kinds of bad things about Depp, and Depp would never meet you know who if not for Brad. Do your history. They met at one Brad and Jolie's parties. I guess the person meant one of Brad and Jolie's parties years ago. Another interesting tidbit. But Depp and Jolie have been really good friends. You can put him down all you want, but both of them have done nothing but backed each other and told the truth. He spoke up because he was fearful that people would not back Jolie, and she would. Now, let me say something about the person with the W being mentioned. A lot of people on opposing sides flaunt this name out as someone who's met them who's a bad person. But you've got all types of people meeting him because he was a famous guy in Hollywood who met everybody he possibly could as far as big politicians and movie stars. So simply meeting this person just doesn't really mean anything. He met hundreds of famous people in politics and acting, so, that's not a sure way to actually put out something negative on someone. I can't see it any different than that. So even people I don't like, even people I really, really don't like who have met this person, I still can't really say anything bad about it because he met plenty of people I support and I do like. So what's the difference? Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. And if you don't consider it and don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad about it. But I'll get over it, make a new video, something like that. Rant done for now. See you next time.